Hello and welcome to another Busy Webinar. I'm Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb, and today we're going to talk about target marketing, how to find your market. We're going to go through a bunch of things in rapid succession here to get right into our content for the day. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about us, and then we'll get into Target Marketing 101, what it is, how to identify target markets, connecting with your target markets, and then how to follow up to make sure that you're actually using your markets. So, as we do each week, I'll go through a little bit of detail because one of the fun things about our Busy Webinars is that they are intended to be interactive. And so we'd very much like you to ask questions during our event. If you have any questions or would like us to help you specify your market, or if you have any questions on anything relating to online marketing in general, we'd love to hear those notes. In order to do that, I'm actually going to switch us over to our event today. And you'll note inside of our event, you're probably watching live here, and we have a bunch of viewers already, so thank you very much for joining. Under number 1, above the embedded video, there's a link to Google+. If you click on this Google+ link, it's going to do something very interesting. It's going to open up a new tab, and then inside of that new tab, you'll see that it says that it's Q&A and live. That's your indication that this is the live webinar. And we'd love to have you on that live webinar, of course. So if you go ahead and click on this play button, it's going to open up a new window. And then you'll see on this window that it also says, be the first to ask a question, will appear below. And then there's a big green ask a new question button in the lower right-hand corner. If you click that ask a new question button and ask a question here, you'll be able to see those questions and we'll respond to them during our event. So go ahead and ask those questions. We'd love to have you with us and to ask any questions. Again, if you want help identifying your target market, we're actually going to be using Facebook to identify the size of a target market live during our event today. So if you would like to add some demographics into the Q&A section, again, what you're going to do is from the event link that you received when you registered for our webinar, you'll see the link to this page. In this page, you may watch live here if you don't want to ask questions, but if you do, under number 1 above, there's that link to Google+ right there. You'll click that. You'll need a Gmail login or something similar in order to get into it, and then we'd love to have you ask those questions. All right, so that's what we're doing today. And again, we're going to go through target marketing today. So as we do, we're going to start off with just one little bit about who the heck we are and what we do. BizzyWeb was founded in 99. We're 16 years old now, and we're based out of Champlin, Minnesota, which is just a little bit north of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Our team of 14 serves clients all over the world, and what we specifically talk about and help our clients with is web design and online marketing. So that might mean search engine optimization, emails, content marketing, pay-per-click ads, website hosting, you name it. If it revolves around online marketing, there's a good chance that BizzyWeb does it and does it amazingly well. That also includes social media accounts and setups, and we're going to talk specifically about a few of those social accounts and how you can use them to identify your target market today in our event. So let's get down to business and talk about target marketing. It's long been said that if you don't know where you're going, it doesn't matter where you go. What you need to have inside of your marketing is a target with which you're trying to reach. And so if you have a dedicated service, but you don't have a specific idea of who you're trying to reach, or if you have a great service, but you're really kind of general and blah about who you're reaching and how you're going to reach them, you're not going to see maximum results. And you're probably going to see larger budgets in order to try and reach those folks. If, for example, your service reaches anyone in the US or anyone in the world, that's a very large market to try and reach. And there's a lot of other folks that are trying to reach that same market. And so your advertising budgets and your expenditures in time and effort are going to have to be massive in order to reach them. Your target market then are really your best customers and those who are most likely to buy your products and services. Now, there's a little bit of a chicken and an egg that we're going to talk about today. You're going to need to have a defined target market in order to identify the proper products and services. But a lot of times for established businesses, you're going to have established products and services. And in that case, it's going to be important to narrow in your best market for those products and services so that you can be more specific. Another word of caution inside of target marketing is not to confuse the buyer with the user. A lot of times when we're selling things, especially on the small to medium-sized business level, you're trying to reach specific people, but the person that makes the decision on if that product is going to be used might not be part of that subset. So for example, if you're selling a B2B service or business-to-business service like accounting or software, you might need to reach the corporate IT person even if you're trying to reach front-end sales for the actual end user. So you have to think of both, and you have to identify the needs and the specific opportunities that are going to raise the interest level for those individual folks. One of the things that are going to make your life easier is to look for low competition and very specific segments. You know, there are ways in Google Analytics or on Facebook to identify the size of a market and how much competition that market sees. One easy way for you to do that right off the bat is just to start Googling your product or service and see how many other companies or websites or Google ads you have. Typically high competition sort of companies include B2B or B2C, where they're trying to reach anyone, any consumer. And so items and groups that are trying to reach specific or really any folks, including electricians or accountant services or other kind of broad search terms, are going to be more challenging than trying to reach specific types inside of that. So look for if you could grab one more or two more of a specific customer and duplicate that customer, if that would mean a massive amount of difference to your business and that it would give you lots more business, lots more referrals, or lots more opportunity for growth, those are the type of folks that you want to focus on. When you're looking at identifying those target markets, look at the different types of customers that you already have and answer the following questions. How much do they know about your product and service? How do they shop for your product and service? And what do they like about us? I'm going to go into a little bit deeper kind of philosophy or psychology for your target market in a moment. But first, really, you need to focus on who you are to your best clients. So if you are, for example, selling drill bits, the end need that you are serving is not the sale of the drill bit, it is the resulting hole that they're going to use your drill bit for. So you're really selling holes. Your job as a marketer is to identify the hole that you fill for your best markets and then make sure that you're serving that need. Your website, your blog posts, your social media posts, your advertising campaigns, your email marketing, all needs to serve the pain that your customer is feeling and answer that pain with a resolution. So you are the service that's going to solve the problem that they have. Your option in your marketing needs to identify what those pain points are and how you answer it. Another way to say this is that your job in marketing isn't to display how trustworthy you are, how many hours or how many years you've been in business, what you do, as much as here's the problem that you feel or that you can help solve for your best customers. And then you reach out to your best customers over a number of different networks and connections, and you illustrate what those options are for solving that problem. So as you're looking at targeting, there's 3 steps. Again, creating personas to identify the psychology behind the people that you're trying to reach, researching that market size to verify the viability of that market, and then to start testing. Inside of the market size, you're going to note competition, you're going to note how difficult it is to reach those people, and you're going to note the types of conversation and connections that people are most interested in when they're searching for your product or service. Search engine optimization, or SEO, is simply the act of getting you found for that key conversation that a client is having when they're looking for your product and service. More simply said, when your best customer opens up Google and types in their browser to find you or your product or service, what are they saying? Is what they're saying going to match what's on your website? If it doesn't, you need to think about that and adjust your strategies accordingly. So I've mentioned personas a little bit. Let's get a little bit deeper into that marketing persona. Personas identify the personality traits of your intended audiences. Personality profiles include likes, dislikes, interests, demographics, and they really help guide your content and your outreach efforts. It's going to outline the traits of a specific fictional person with those desirable traits. So make a list of your 2 or 3 or up to 5 best customers, and then generalize who that customer is in one fictitious person. So you're going to come up with Mary Smith, a mother of 3 who is into or who really enjoys gardening and working with her hands. She's a CFO of her company, and she manages $10 million in annual sales for that company. Her interests include gardening, of course, but one of the things that she also does in her spare time and what she expects with her clients or with her providers for her services are succinct and clear communication and getting right to the point. She happens to be a member of a number of different LinkedIn groups, and she posts on Facebook once in a while, mostly about her kids, Billy and Mary, who are 9 and 12. So once you have that kind of general idea, that really helps you write to reach Mary. So think about your persona and who you can reach, and then the more specific you can be in the types of interests and connections that they're going to be. Note that we already teased out that they like Facebook and that they like LinkedIn groups. And so that's going to inform what we're doing in order to reach those folks. To create your personas, you're going to talk to your audience. So you're going to interview your best customers and ask them. You're going to survey them, check their analytics. What do they do? How often do they visit your website? How many times do they like your Facebook page? Do they tend to connect with you on social networking? Do they open your emails? And then you're going to go from there and identify those patterns and then the desired traits that you figure you can duplicate across other clients. Specifically, you're going to put together a persona that's going to look kind of like this. Smashing Mag had a great article on examples of marketing personas. So if you check that out from last August, it's a great example. But you're going to have a generic picture of a person. You're going to list their goals in life, their personality traits, the keywords that they'll search for, and the calls to action that would be most likely to elicit your desired response. Call now, buy today, subscribe to my newsletter, fill out this form, give us a free trial, download this white paper. Whatever that is going to be is what you're going to try and use for your marketing. Let me just step aside here and take a second to make sure that we don't have any questions on our webinar. And it doesn't look like we do yet. If you do have any questions, again, if you go into the event page today and under number 1, if you click on this Google Plus link, you're going to need to enter in your Google account credentials, but then you'll get on this page and through this big green button in the lower right, you'll be able to ask questions live during this event. If you have questions on a specific market, how we can reach them, or if you would like me to help you dig in on the demographics of your specific market, we can do that during the live portion of our demo in a couple of minutes. So go ahead and log those in. And we have a lot of folks live on the call today or on the webinar, so we'd love to have that interaction. All right, we know what personas look like. To use your persona to create content, you're going to, of course, identify that target persona. And then when you know that persona's characteristics, what motivates them, what they need right now, why they care about what they're looking for, and how they'll search, then you're going to start delivering content to match. So in order to connect with them, you're going to identify those needs, and then you're going to answer those needs. Via your website, you'll describe the problem that you serve and how you help. With email, you'll stay in touch after you connect, and you'll keep deepening those relationships. You'll probably have an editorial calendar to talk about the 3 or 4 different things that your target market, your best persona of your market, is most likely to be interested in. Via social media, you'll share stories on how you can help. This has the double-edged or the double whammy of being able to increase your search engine results as well, provided you're providing unique content and writing your own content. So if you have unique, keyword-rich content that's presented in an optimized way for Google to use precisely and easily, you'll start seeing those results. You need to follow up on these things and keep connecting with your clients. So use defined calls to action on everything you do. This can be as specific as on each and every web page. Some folks suggest that you have a call to action on your website at least 3 places: at the top of every page, at the middle of every piece of content, and then at the bottom of every page. What you want to make sure that you do, and this is just like presentation 101, you're going to tell them what you want them to do, then you're going to tell them what you want them to do again, and then you're going to tell them why and how. So just make sure that it's a natural conversation. Those defined calls to action can, again, include websites, social posts. You can do auto response campaigns when somebody does subscribe to your newsletter, or when they show up in your office and fill out a form. You can send them a series of 3 or 4 or 5 emails that are designed to get them to the next step in your sales funnel. So think about the types of content that are going to be most interesting to those people, serve that need, illustrate it again and via different market connections, and make sure that it's just obvious by the end of that communication that you are the company that they should be working with. Those contacts, the forms, and those leads, they all do need to get managed somehow. So whether it's a spreadsheet, a piece of paper, or a dedicated CRM or customer relationship management system, you're going to want to contact those folks and make sure that you're being dedicated and thinking about how you can best reach those people. Filter your leads by quality and connect them appropriately. A fantastic business owner that I work with has a list of A, B, and C clients. The A clients are the ones that are hottest and that are most likely to work with you, work with that customer in the next month. And so they get special attention. They get phone calls and they get connections, invitations to the marketing, invitations to events. B-level clients are engaged via specific outreach. They get an email, they get connected with on social media, and they just are kept in touch. The idea is to move B clients up to A clients. And then C clients are clients that might not, or prospects are prospects that might not ever do anything with you, but they might be a good referral source, and someday they might warm up into either a B or an A client. So you want to keep up with them, and having a dedicated outreach program, a blogging strategy, social media outreach and regular posts, video, email marketing, that's all going to keep them connected. Sometimes in marketing, we say that an individual client or prospect needs to see your message up to 7 times before they're going to take an action. That's the entire point of having an editorial calendar that covers most of your optimal connections and most of the things that you want them to do over and over and over again. It's your job to think of interesting ways to keep it fresh, but make sure that you're being very, very clear. When you have these, of course, you're going to use all of those correct tools. Your website, of course, needs to include all your update posts, and you're going to auto-update all of your social networks via your website. So your website can post to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, Tumblr, and much more. If you have a dedicated call to action inside of every post and inside of every link, And if your content is designed to engage your best target markets, you're going to start seeing results. Facebook specifically can be general posts and deals. You can post links, connections, videos, images, special deals and offers and events that'll get people engaged and connected. LinkedIn is great, of course, for B2B connections and thought leadership. Google Plus is wonderful for SEO content to make sure that you get found in Google as much as possible. And Twitter, of course, is great for short updates, headlines, tips, and more. Depending on your market, you might want to integrate or connect with Instagram, Pinterest, House, Tumblr, or Reddit and connect out with folks. And that's all part of your strategy, and you'll know that more when you know who you're trying to reach. I've got lots of other busy webinars that cover which networks are best for what types of clients. So if you want that, probably our best one is the Social Media 101 and 102 series that gives you an overview on who and why you should connect with each different type of network and how email marketing and your website works inside of that. So we talked a lot about what a target market should be, how to reach your target market. Now let's talk about how to get our hands dirty a little bit and really start figuring out what the size and interests of our market is. So, easiest one for most of us is Facebook ads. Most likely you already have a Facebook page and you've probably goofed around with it a little bit. I want to make sure that you're already looking at your existing base. If you have a number of likes on your Facebook page, look at the insights of that page, because they're already telling you, or Facebook is already telling you, the types of people that are looking at your website. So if you know that most of the people that like your website tend to be business owners and tend to be within 5 miles of your location, or tend to be mothers of 2 that are interested in gardening or mechanics work or shotgun shells or whatever, you're going to know a lot more about them and you'll start to be able to market to them. But there's a hidden tool that's really kind of glaringly obvious once you get to know it. And I say that it's hidden because there's easy ways to advertise on Facebook, but you have to jump through a few hoops in order to get into the demographic analysis that we're most interested in for our target market connections. So if you look at your Facebook page, if you're an admin of your page, you'll see in the upper right-hand corner a little promote bar. When you click on that promote bar, it's going to ask you what you want to do. And then the things that you get to option to do include promote your website, local business, promote your page, invite your friends. You don't want any of that. Instead, what you want is to go to the Ads Manager. Once you get inside of Ads Manager, you're going to get inside of the heads of your clients and figure out what that marketing reach is going to be. So the screen on the back of our page here, where it says choose your objective, the best option for most folks when you're just doing demographic analysis is to choose the boost your posts option. You'll look at your posts and you'll choose your page. If you have more than one page, you'll have to type in or search. BizzyWeb has several dozen that we manage for our clients. And then you'll see examples of the most recent posts that you have. This, for example, is the post on BizzyWeb for today's event. So learn how to find your target market. Inside of there, I click this and I click next, and it brings me into this page to help me identify and target specific markets. I'm going to go into this in a little bit more detail because it's pretty interesting, and I'm going to switch screens in order to get you there. I don't see any questions yet. Again, this is your big chance if you'd like to do that, so make sure that you dive in. So again, I want my ads to reach, and this is the screen that I was just on. So I want my ads to reach people in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and 25 miles out. And it shows you a nice little handy outline. Notice the Champlin, where BizzyWeb is located, is right healthily inside of that circle. And so that's where we are. I can select age, gender, languages, industries, life events, and much, much more. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Right now, I've actually dialed down a little bit in order to get a usable number. And so under interests, I wrote down folks that are interested in promotion and marketing. The size of that market nationwide is 123 million people, or country, or worldwide. So that's pretty broad, of course. Instead, I've also added company size. And note that as I'm hovering over company size in each of these, it's telling me how many people fit inside of that network. So at a glance, I'm getting very good detail on what I'm trying to reach and who I'm trying to reach. So if I'm looking for people that are in a business-to-business company of size 10 to 49, well, that's 2.276 million people. 336,000 people are from 100 to 499. 50 to 99 employees is 266,000. 500 to 1,000 are 93,000 people. And less than 10 employees, 22 million people. So that gives me a pretty good idea of where I'm trying to go. There's all kinds of other categories though. So whether I'd like to choose an industry and I'd like to reach the business and financial operations industry, includes accountants, cleaners, janitors, inspectors, gardeners, handymen, community and social services. Again, it's giving me numbers for all of these. So if I'm looking for computer and mathematics, I can simply check that box. If I'm looking for construction and extraction, service technicians, electricians, bricklayers, mechanics, machine operators, and much more, that's another 19 million people I'm adding to that bucket. Education, 19 million. Farming, food preparation and services, government employees, IT and technical, I'll click that. Installation and repair, life, physical and social sciences, management, manager, supervisor, director, president, or chairman, if I click that, and all kinds of other stuff. So that's the types of industries and roles I'm looking for. Life events, if they've had an anniversary in the last 30 days, if they're away from their family, away from their hometown. Realtors and real estate agents might want to use this. Folks that are away from their hometown or that are in a long distance relationship, in a new relationship, newly engaged folks within a year, 3 months, or 6 months, newlywed, year old, newlywed 3 months, or again, recently moved. All those life events I can track, or even if I have folks that have an upcoming birthday. So if I wanted to do a birthday promotion where if you come in, we'll give you a free soda for your birthday, that's where I would want to click. Other behaviors that I can select include financial, let me scroll up a little bit here, the financial world, banking, credit union member, national bank customer, investments, likely investors, real estate investments. So again, if I'm targeting those folks that have that, spending methods, if they have 9 lines of credit or more, if they primarily use cash, if their job role includes corporate executives, farmers, or financial professionals, media, mobile device users, purchase behaviors, food and drink. If they really like beer, I can dial in on that. And there are 37 million people that Facebook has identified as really liking beer. And so as you see, you can really dig down to the type of person that you're most likely to want to reach. And you can see the size of that market. So in my example, people that like beer, that do real estate investments or are likely investors, that are basically under or less than 10 up to 1,000 employees, that are in the promotion and marketing industry, and who are in the Minneapolis and St. Paul area. For that market, I'm looking at approximately 6,600 people. Now, of course, with Facebook, I'm welcome to add that as a campaign and reach out specifically to those people. And once you've identified your target market, that makes perfect sense to do so. But at least now I know that I have a viable market. And note that on the fly, I was able to connect and figure out the market size, at least internationally, for each of these types of companies. So if I say that I really want to connect with CEOs and owners of accounting firms, I can find out exactly how many people I'm looking at for that. And then I can see how much it would narrow it down if I said I want CEOs of accounting firms that specialize in the construction and contracting industry. And then I can figure out if that's a viable market. So as we look at that, I hope that was helpful to you. Make sure that you are connecting. Your website and your blogs can showcase that work. They can keep your clients up to date. They'll allow your fans to subscribe. You can share testimonials, and you can look at your corporate analytics to find out how many people and what types of people are visiting your website as well. As we look at this then, in summary, to wrap up, BizzyWeb can help you with any of these things. We are online marketing specialists that focus on web design, web hosting, and online marketing. And so we'd love to have you help or connect up with us. My call to action to you today is that if you are interested in any online marketing, BizzyWeb has our Honey of a Deal promotion right now and through the end of the year. If you sign up for a BuzzBuilders product, and we have our content where we help you write content, blog posts, do email marketing, search engine marketing such as Google AdWords and Facebook ads, and help modify and update your website for search engine optimization. We'll give you up to $1,000 off your 13-month campaign, basically giving you a month free inside of your online marketing engagement. So if you choose to engage with BizzyWeb using a BuzzBuilders product and promotion, we'll give you $1,000 off on your campaign. We'd love to talk about that with you. If you're interested, just call the number on your screen, 612-424-9990, and mention the Honey of a Deal promotion. You can also send a note to dave@BizzyWeb.com, or if you're feeling more corporate, you can send that to sales as well. Be sure to join us every Wednesday because we're talking about amazing things every single day. And on our events, if you go to our calendar page, so from our event calendar, if you go to the events page by going to events calendar, you'll see that there's a lot of really cool stuff coming up as well. We've got a SCORE webinar tomorrow about landing more sales with online marketing. We're going to talk about content marketing, what to say and how to say it next Wednesday for our BizzyWebinar. We've got an in-person presentation on landing more sales with SCORE. And then we're going to talk about designing your website for your clients, not yourself, on December 2nd. Hope you can join us. Would love to talk with you about that. And one last final thing, if you haven't done this before with BizzyWeb, we'd love to have you fill out a Buzz Report request form. This request form, if you have a website, it's going to allow you to enter in your URL, a keyword that you'd like to be found for, your name and your email, and then we're going to give you a 10-page report that includes a handy checklist of what you should do to get you better found for those keywords. So it'll tell you that your keyword results, if you're out of 100, it'll tell you how well you're doing already, and then it'll tell you how to improve. Hope you can do some of that with us. Again, I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. Remember to tune in next week for even more BizzyWeb fun. We're going to talk about content marketing, what to say and how to say it on the 25th, and hope you can join us for that just the day before Thanksgiving. And then remember that we do have a Honey of a Deal promotion. If you're interested in BizzyWeb's online marketing services, we have a fantastic deal going on right now, so please get a hold of us on that. Again, I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, at BizzyWeb, we help you generate buzz without getting stung. Talk to you next week.